Am I being presumptuous? Hoping to cross paths with that monstrous assassin.
Did you wake that guy up?
So
Yeah, I woke him
audio.
up by playing the
Oh.
audio log that you recorded.
If true, it's another reason she has to be eliminated.
Okay.
Oh, that's
if you're
interesting.
looking, if you're looking for legitimate criticisms, I still say the actual narrative is pretty weak in this game. Delilah gets some decent cover time, but the Emily Corvo stuff is just straight up boring. Especially given that the Jessamine relationship is, I think, cookie cutter between both of them. She gives the same responses to both characters.
And you know, I think that ultimately lets this game down a little bit. Much in the same way that, you know, we felt the much weaker story of Dishonored 1 let the game down. You know, I think that it's kind of a case of it's much better this time, but there's still like kind of there's an element which prevents this from really feeling like your adventure, like an adventure you remember, like that you were part of, that you were invested in, and instead just sort of like leaves it as a pretty competent but not like emotionally resonant series of challenge levels. And that's unfortunate.
I think lacking a meaningful character or series of characters and a plot makes it so that even though there's all this amazing, beautiful, gorgeous world-building work, like, Karnaca feels like a real place. But the levels feel like individual challenge levels. Because they, first of all, they're really standalone and they don't really intersect and they each have their own gimmick. But also, they don't exist in a world where characters do anything. They just are there for you to beat.
Does this lady not have a bedroom in her... Like, is this a studio apartment, but she just said, fuck it, I'm an aristocrat, I've got a couch? Is that the...
There's doors you can't open, right?
Yeah, but they've been, like, locked down, and this is the front door for the apartment. Like, what the fuck?
Couches are really comfy. You don't need a bed. You live in Karnaca.
Huh.
Oh, this bugged me too, as long as we're complaining. The fact that you basically escaped the moment Delilah took power and have only been in here for like a week or two, and Delilah's already got like propaganda posters with her face on them in a fascist regime that doesn't really line up with the way the rest of the universe works.
Can you just imagine the art team, like, being in an office, like, a week before the coup, and just, like, being handed, okay, here's your assignment, we want posters, like, of this lady looking really proud, saying, glory to our new empress, and you're just kind of like, okay. Just gotta keep my head down, do the copy.
You look great. Enrico said...
Like, it doesn't make sense from a timeline perspective, it doesn't really make sense from an art perspective.
For all I care.
It's weird. And it also kind of even feels like it goes against Delilah a little bit, because Delilah,
I can't go on
I
doing
don't
this.
feel like she's trying to run it like an evil
lose my
fascist
job.
dictator. She's
want
just,
to
she
serve
wants
in
the
all
power,
life?
it's a personal thing for
You're
her.
always
That's what her
talking about
narrative
leaving
is.
Karnak on a
And to
big
try to
white
paint her as
horse,
like
never
the
to
next
come
Darth
back.
Vader it's weird.
You spend your days polishing silver cutlery. Come with me, Beatrice.
Like, we want to fight
Let's
against
leave.
Delilah not because
Will they
she's
get passage on a ship?
squashing the rebels and kills freedom.
What if they find
We want to
us?
fight Delilah
You
because
know
this
I'll
is
protect
supposedly
just like when we were
the
kids.
dethroning of Emily and the righteous ruler of all
Think
of the
about it.
Dunwall and all of
I
the...
promise.
I can never remember the name of the world.
That was a cool flavor conversation that I was not aware of until just now.
Thanks for stopping and watching it.
Sorry I talked over it.
It's fine.
It's all your
It's
fault.
got subtitles.
Did
I
it?
just tuned you out.
Is this the first level where we start to encounter, Weepers or the equivalent?
I don't remember.
Next level.
I want to say there is some
it.
here, but I only really remember them in the next level. Which will go unnamed.
You don't wanna say the name of that level at all?
No, I'm not
Can't you
gonna. I'm not
take a
even gonna.
guess?
I'm not even going to take a guess. I'm just going to let that stand on its own.
Okay, moving right along.
I think it's called the Sand District.
It's really convenient how whenever a house collapses in a video game, like the floor just falls into a kind of like mobility ramp.
Yeah, but look at how this is a throwaway room you never even have to visit, and think of the custom art assets to make this like runaway botany garden work. I know it's a shrine to the outsider, but God,
Let's look at
beautiful.
something far more interesting now.
Look at you.
Hello, I'm outside of Pendleton. Look at you, making your way across this shuddering city. All this way just to see my stamp collection?
Forced to wed some bloated banker. Her only moments of real freedom, getting drunk at fancy balls, and slipping away to couple with strangers.
I found a shiny farthing on the ground the other day, and I quite liked it.
I like the interpretation that the outsider just wants a friend that appreciates his stamp
So
collection.
many years ago, she found Delilah instead. It was all highways and graveyards after that.
I'm really getting into watching old science fiction shows on
Kaiser
Netflix.
Byrne is an ambitious man, but he believes in the Abbey's
Have
mission,
you ever heard of
protecting
Twin
the good people
Peaks?
of the Empire against the likes of us.
Some say it is like a soap opera, but with horror elements. I have to agree.
Maybe yours as well.
Yay, more rooms to spend on. Not too much. Again, it'd be swell if we could find the appropriate bone charms to start really fucking bone charm crafting.
Really, that's just it, though. The outsider is the guy who will, like, he plays all this up like he's doing this to amuse himself, and I think that's basically correct. I think that he is a being willing to trade dread powers and, like, artifacts of great importance and numinous intent, like, just so that people will listen to him for a few minutes.
I mean, he is framed as a trickster god. I'll give them that. Like, he does seem to do it just because he's bored and likes chaos.
I guess, but like, okay, but hang on a second. Trickster God.
Great!
Sure.
We got the one
What?
where you get water back, or you get mana back from drinking water.
Imagine like you
I
played a
love
game about like a real
Whoop-dee-doo.
trickster god, like a Loki or an Anansi type, right? And imagine the extent of this trickster god's like interference with the world is that occasionally he gives somebody superpowers. Is that a trickster god? Or is that a guy who doesn't actually have many ideas? It's more of a Ryuk thing, actually. Except Ryuk was awesome.
Where's this corrupt bone charm that was right here? Oh, it's over there.
I know that's the Death Note guy, but I just think someone's saying one of Goofy's catchphrases every time they say his name.
Ryuk, Ryuk, Ryuk.
Ryuk! Gorge!
Gorsh, every member of the family whose name you put in the autograph book dies.
Alright, let's swing back around.
They're dead! They're all dead! They died screaming!
What the fuck are we doing?
We're waiting for
what are you
Josh to
talking
complete
about?
this level. We have gone into Death Note Goofy territory. That is what we are doing, waiting for you to move to the next section.
Wait, okay, but if Goofy's Ryuk, then like, who's Light in this situation?
Oh,
the,
fuck.
Haha. The guy from,
What the fuck was that? What kind of bullshit?
who's the spiky-haired kid from Kingdom Hearts?
I don't know. I don't
Fuck
play
everything,
those games.
fuck everyone.
I see. I have like shticks, but I fear that my Disney impression ability is woefully unequipped
Well,
to keep up with
that's
this
what-
whole deal.
But that's what makes it hilarious. Or obnoxious, one of the two. I don't know which, but we're going with it because it's that or talk about the bees. Can we talk about the bees?
I just
Can we
want to
talk
point out
about how
how
insects?
fucking bullshit that was.
It was a little bit
Oh
bullshit.
boy. So you know that dude?
Oh yeah, we got these guys that
right
still
now?
count as murderers.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing. So I killed
I mean,
a
that's
beehive in
a
here,
Dishonored 1 thing.
and that guy caught on fire, died, while, like, making horrible noises, and I'm like, oh, it's like a zombie or something. And then I get through the whole level, shit, I killed somebody, guess I get to do it over again.
The bloodflies will kill him.
What you gotta
if he's-
do is go and look at this and see spotted by enemies 4, assassinations 0, non-lethal takedowns. Assassinations becomes 1, you fucked up. And just like compulsively look at that every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the one time I didn't.
So, should we move his body because the bloodflies, I believe, will kill him? Or we need to kill
He's a
all of the
bloodfly
bloodflies?
host.
Oh, is that? Oh, damn it! I thought he was just a regular.
Yeah, he's a
dude.
weeper equivalent.
Alright.
I don't remember what it's called, but he's like the you know, Dishonored 1 equivalent, or Dishonored 2 equivalent of the Dishonored 1.
Yeah, I
guys that
thought he
wandered
was
around and were
a
zombies.
normal guy.
Yeah, he was
You know, a normal guy just
hanging out.
living here next to the.
Just a normal
This-
bee house. Just a normal
So
bee
it was
house
a really
blood
weird
fly, man.
Saturday.
Look, I'm a simple man. I've got a simple taste. I like to come home from the factory, crack open an ale, sit down on the couch, crack open some bees. Listen to my favorite programs on the radio, audiograph thing. Be stung to death by bees.
I'm gonna be really pissed if I pull off a perfect ghost run except for that one fucking fumble off that ledge.
I
it's
like,
not gonna
I like
happen
that we're
because
still
this is
getting.
me,
Oh,
but-
while we're on bitching about the game, the fact that there's still Crown Killer graffiti after we've stopped the Crown Killer in like level 2 of the game is weird.
Well, they just
That-
don't clean it up.
Maybe, but again, everything with the Clown Killer, that'd be awesome. The Crown Killer doesn't work. The Clown Killer. There's like dead mimes all over Dunwall. They think it's Emily.
Empress Emily Caldwin is going around murdering mimes. But that's not all good. I mean, she has bad policies.
But yeah, I didn't really like anything with the Crown Killer. It didn't. It doesn't make sense on pretty much any level that the Crown Killer is that people think Emily is the Crown Killer or Corvo, even though the Crown Killer is in Karnaca. Which how is Emily traveling to Karnaca to kill people like overnight in a place where everyone moves by steamboats? Or how is the Crown Killer getting up to Dunwall? Either way, it doesn't make sense. And we know, based on the story, that the lady that was the Crown Killer was stationed at that Academy medical facility, right? Like, she was not in Dunwall. So, how did anyone ever
it makes
think it was
literally
Emily?
no sense for the Crown Killer to not be based in Dunwall the whole time, considering, like...
But if it was based in Dunwall,
that
why is there so much...
was a mistake?
If there's... If
Oh
there was...
boy.
If it's only in Dunwall, if the murders only happened in Dunwall, why is there so much graffiti here in Karnaca? It just,
Yeah.
none of it makes any sense. Like, if you sit and think about the Crown Killer for 5 seconds, it's a series of nonsense things.
Where is this bone shard? How do I think
So, at the risk of sort of hitting on this tedious note again, I want to say that this area here in particular, actually this might be one of the hardest things to get through with no powers in my experience, especially if you're going to try to like get to the dead thief dude, the shopkeeper's associate.
I did it!
Hey, nice one. For some reason, the patrols and the spotlights here are real bastards. Maybe I just couldn't get the hang of it, but it took me a long time to sort of
Yeah,
pick
no,
my way across.
it's hard even with powers to get through here. Oh, another map. I want to talk to the map. I want to grab the crossbow bolts out of it because those are always.
I don't want to talk to the map. You're not my real dad, map.
Our buddy died, I believe.
I don't know.
right?
I
that's
feel like
the-
I don't know where I am in life. You're inside the 3rd floor. No, fuck you, man. You don't know me. You don't know me.